Listen up, people. This is my life, and it's been one hell of a roller coaster lately. 7 years married to Jessica. 7 years felt like a lifetime. But in a good way, you know, until it wasn't. Used to be, Jessica and I were like fire, always touching, laughing, couldn't keep our hands off each other. Then, slow burn, things started cooling down, real slow. Over a couple of years, she became distant, like she was checking out of our life one step at a time. Sex? Forget about it. Always exhausted. Look, she's a nurse. Bust her butt at that assisted living place over in Queens, I get it. Long hours. But this wasn't just tired. This was a whole different vibe. Emotional ice age. Felt like I was sharing my Upper West Side apartment with a stranger, not the woman I promised forever to. Then, boom, things took a sharp turn south. Out of nowhere, arguments started erupting like geysers. She'd pick fights over dust bunnies, over the way I loaded the dishwasher, anything. Always my fault, always blaming me for starting it. I was walking on eggshells, totally blindsided, trying to figure out what the hell I did to deserve this. Tried talking to her man to woman, you know, like we used to. Nada, brick wall. She'd just stare through me, or wave me off like I was some annoying street vendor. And the kicker? She'd turn around and accuse me of not paying her enough attention. Seriously, I was getting whiplash from the mixed signals. Lost. That's exactly how I felt. Completely and utterly lost. February hit, and baby Leo showed up. Little dude. Miracle baby, we thought. Even that didn't seem to bring Jessica back. She was supposed to go back to work in June, and something felt majorly off. Too eager to get back, almost like she was counting down the days. My gut was screaming louder than a subway train pulling into Grand Central. Something was rotten in the state of our marriage. So I finally called her out, cornered her in our bedroom, told her straight up I felt her pulling away, like she was already halfway out the door. That's when the bomb detonated. She admitted it, said she developed feelings for some guy at work. Feelings, right, a coworker. And then she dropped another one, a bigger, uglier bomb. She was planning on getting physical with him when she went back to work. Physical. My wife, with some other dude. The image of her with someone else, wanting someone else. It was like a sucker punch to the gut, a betrayal so deep it felt like a physical wound. I couldn't even process it. During that whole train wreck of a conversation, she casually tossed out this line, like it was just another Tuesday. Said if the sex with this co-worker was good, she would have left me. Just like that. Left me. After 7 years, after Leo, after everything we'd built together in this city, reduced to a goddamn sex test. My heart shattered, not just broke, but shattered into a million pieces. I couldn't wrap my head around the words coming out of her mouth. The woman I loved, the life we shared, boiled down to this cold, calculated, maybe if the sex is good equation. The pain was suffocating, like being buried alive under a mountain of garbage from Times Square. Then yesterday, the whole damn thing exploded. Jessica just cracked, completely lost it. Broke down sobbing, snot and tears everywhere, confessing everything. Turns out, the real trigger, the thing that finally pushed her over the edge, was me. Or rather, what I couldn't do. Apparently, for the past month, I'd been having some issues. Let's just say things weren't exactly working in the bedroom. Stress, health stuff, who knows, impotence, and that, in her warped mind, was somehow my fault. She said she'd lost patience with me because I was broken. Broken? Like I was a busted TV set. She actually said she wanted to replace me with his coworker because she figured he would bring her happiness. Happiness. Her words were like daggers, twisting in my chest. I asked her point blank if she felt this way. Why was she still here? Why didn't she just walk? She mumbled something about me being a good guy and a provider. Provider. Like I was just a paycheck and a handyman around the apartment. Not a husband, not a partner, not someone she actually loved. Love. That's all I wanted to hear. Just a whisper of it. But it never came. Instead, she said she wanted to work on the marriage. Work on it. After all this, after saying she wanted to replace me like a used car, I'm a mess. Confused, angry, humiliated, and completely, utterly heartbroken. I started therapy, just to keep from jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge. Now I'm like a goddamn hawk, watching her every move, every twitch, every expression, analyzing everything. When we talk sometimes, she seems almost normal, engaged, like the Jessica I used to know. But then I catch these flashes of hurt in her eyes. Or maybe it's guilt, or resentment, or maybe she's just a damn good actress. I don't even know anymore. It's just this constant gnawing reminder of the toxic swamp our relationship has become, and then the cherry on top of this whole rotten sundae. I dug a little, internet sleuthing, found out about this coworker, this Luke. Turns out, Mr. Steele, your wife, has a baby mama, and another whole girlfriend on the side. Jessica found out too. During her latest meltdown, she confessed how deeply hurt and disappointed she was by this revelation. Seriously? She's the one trying to blow up our marriage for this dirtbag, and she's playing the victim because he's a player? It's beyond twisted. Another layer of crazy on top of the already towering pile of crazy. Right now I'm running on fumes. Numb. Just going through the motions of dad, husband, whatever. I'm playing Mr. Nice Guy, giving her this fake sense of security, while I'm secretly building my case. Gathering evidence. Of what? I'm not even sure anymore. Proof of her cheating, I guess. Preparing my escape route. Gotta bail before I completely lose it. This marriage is built on a fault line. I need the truth, the real, ugly truth, before I make my next move. But man, this whole thing is eating me alive, piece by piece. Update 1. Yo, thanks for all the responses, seriously. Reading your comments, it's like, okay, I'm not completely losing my mind. Helps to know I'm not alone in this disaster. Couple of things to clear up. Jessica doesn't work overnight shifts. It's brutal, yeah. 8 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. But she's back in our apartment every night. She got pregnant with Leo last May, left her old nursing job in January. And yeah, some of you are asking about my daughter, Maya, my oldest. It's messed up. But since this whole mess started, doubts have been creeping in about her too. Maya and Leo. They could pass for twins. It's actually kind of creepy how much they look alike. Jessica only works weekends now, and you're right. As soon as her shift ends, phone practically grafted to her hand, always calling me, or maybe him. God, this is like a slow-motion torture. I swear I can feel my sanity slipping away. Update 2. School drop-off done. Got Maya to school, came back to Jessica acting all sweet and innocent. "Morning, babe." Fake as a $5 bill, especially after all the crap that's been going down. It just set my teeth on edge. Got the kids settled in their rooms, then cornered her in the kitchen. Time for another round of truth or lies. Confronted her again. About us, about Luke, about everything. She was lying, blatantly lying, straight to my face. I could see it in her eyes, the way she wouldn't meet my gaze, the nervous fidgeting. Finally, I lost it. Yeah, I got emotional. I admit it. Found out the co-worker's full name. Luke Davis. Luke Davis, the marriage wrecker from Queens. In my rage, I told her I was going to find him. Track down this Luke Davis and... Yeah, I went there. Said I was going to beat him to a pulp. Stupid, I know, but the anger just exploded. Jessica freaked. Broke down again. Confessed more stuff. Said she never thought marriage would be this hard, this much of a sacrifice. Sacrifice. She's talking about sacrifice. She's the one ready to torch our whole life for some cheap thrill. She's unhappy because of our arguments, she says. And then she throws another curveball about her family. Her folks, Jamaican immigrants, living between London and Florida. Apparently, they've been a major stress factor. Last year, when they came to visit, her mom accused me of being violent and abusive. Complete BS. Made up out of thin air. Cops got involved, investigated, cleared me in like 5 minutes. But the damage was done. Her dad's been icy, condescending ever since. After the cop thing, Jessica pulled me aside, whispered that confronting her dad could mess with my green card. My green card. Like that's more important than being falsely accused, than my family being torn apart. We moved apartments, yeah, bigger place now, closer to Central Park. But I'm starting to seriously think Jessica's mental state is unstable, unbalanced. Seriously worried about her. And the kids. Don't want them caught in this crossfire. Considering getting her evaluated. Maybe a psych ward. I'm desperate for some clarity. What the hell do I do next? This is way beyond my pay grade. Update 3. Things just keep getting weirder and more twisted. After that last meltdown, Jessica's been doing this Jekyll and Hyde routine. 1 minute she's all tearful and remorseful, promising to change, begging me to forgive her, talking about marriage counseling, rebuilding us. The next, bam, she's back to her old games, picking fights over nothing, stonewalling me when I try to talk. And then, get this, casually dropping hints about Luke again, like he's some kind of forbidden fruit she can't resist. It's like living in a goddamn horror movie. Nothing makes sense. I'm trying to play it cool, strategic. Therapist told me to focus on myself, my own well-being, not trying to rescue a marriage that might already be 6 feet under. Sound advice, maybe? Started leaning on my buddies, my brother. Talking helps, surprisingly. Gives me some perspective, some sanity. Started thinking about what I actually want. Realized I've been so busy trying to keep Jessica from exploding, trying to keep the peace. I've completely lost track of myself. My own needs, my own happiness. I deserve way better than this. Deserve a partner who's actually in the relationship. Committed. Not someone with 1 foot out the door, fantasizing about running off with some other dude. Update 4. Weeks dragging on. More red flags. She's coming home later and later from work. Double shifts. Covering for a sick colleague. Meeting with the supervisor. The excuses are piling up faster than the garbage on garbage day in July. My gut is screaming louder every day. This Luke thing is way more than just a crush. It's a full-blown obsession. Part of me wants to catch her in the act. Hire a private investigator, something dramatic. Gather hard evidence before I make any irreversible moves. Meanwhile, Jessica's still talking about the future. Rebuilding our trust. Getting back to the way things were. Empty promises. No real affection. Physically, emotionally, we're miles apart, like we're living in separate boroughs. Still zero intimacy. Our connection is completely fractured. Whenever I try to have a real conversation about it, really dig into what's going on, she deflects, turns it around on me, says I'm not giving her enough attention. Seriously? The gaslighting is Olympic level. Then, out of nowhere, a small breakthrough. I decided to try a different tactic. Calm, rational, like a lawyer presenting a case. Sat her down in the living room, overlooking Central Park, ironically. Told her I was genuinely concerned. About her. About us. Said I wanted to work things out, but we needed total honesty. No more games, no more lies. She needed to see the damage she was causing, how deeply she was hurting me. If she was serious about salvaging our marriage, she had to face the truth. And she broke down. Again. Predictable, but still. Admitted she was drowning. Overwhelmed. New mom stress, work stress, family drama. Everything crashing down on her. Said she was lost. Confused about who she even was anymore, actually apologized. For the first time in what felt like forever, I saw a tiny flicker of hope. Maybe, just maybe, we could pull this thing back from the brink. But then Luke's name surfaced again. She confessed her feelings for him were still there, but she swore she hadn't slept with him. Yet. Bitter pill to swallow. Emotional affair. Even if they hadn't crossed the physical line, the betrayal was real. Deep down, I knew then I couldn't ignore it anymore. Couldn't pretend it wasn't poisoning everything between us. Update 5. Took a step back. Told her we needed space, real space, to think, to figure out what the hell we both wanted. Gave her room to reflect on her feelings for Luke without me breathing down her neck. And I needed space to figure out if I even wanted to keep fighting for this broken, toxic mess. Separation. It's been hell on earth. Focusing on myself like my therapist keeps drilling into me. Therapy twice a week, hitting the gym, hanging with my friends, trying to find some damn joy in this concrete jungle again. Thinking about the kids constantly. What's the least damaging thing for them? Staying in this war zone? Or splitting up and finding some peace, even if it's separate peace? Hard to think straight through the fog of anger and hurt, especially when I look at Maya and Leo, their innocent faces. They deserve a happy home, a loving home, whatever that ends up looking like. It's all so screwed up. Final thoughts, still hanging in the balance. Don't have a clue what the future holds. Torn in two. Love for Jessica is still flickering somewhere deep down, buried under a mountain of resentment and pain. Want to believe in some miracle healing. But trust? Trust is vaporized. Rebuilding that feels like trying to build a skyscraper out of toothpicks. Takes time. Time I'm not sure I'm willing to give. Thinking about suggesting couples therapy, maybe a neutral voice. Someone who can actually speak fluent crazy can help us navigate this minefield. But for now, taking it one day, 1 hour, 1 minute at a time, focusing on keeping my head above water, staying strong for Maya and Leo. If anyone's been through this kind of garbage fire, any words of wisdom? Seriously, throw me a lifeline. This is the hardest, most soul-crushing thing I've ever faced, and I'm starting to wonder if there's any way out that doesn't leave us all burned to ashes.